Hey fans, welcome to Riverside Arena. Please direct your attention to the Jumbotron. We are under the threat of severe weather tonight, and currently there is a tornado warning in our lead. So we're keeping an eye on how far west that comes. But in the event we are placed under a tornado warning, we will pause everything here at Riverside Arena, and we will ask you to report to designated shelter areas in the arena. That would be both hallways, although the west side of the arena, that's the press box side of the arena, it would be the preferable spot for you, but both hallways would be a good spot to take shelter in. Follow instructions from Bruins staff members and security, and please remain sheltered until the all-clear has been given. That's only if we come under a tornado warning for Broward County and the Austin area. Otherwise, let's have a great night of hockey here at Riverside Arena.
You want this for pregame? You need this for pregame? No. I got it.
I'm starting just to have fun with
I didn't mean to, but I don't want to retire, so
I don't say things you don't want to happen. I did this for you. The double overtime on Saturday is because we talked about it the first night, and I did it all for you, Ken.
Thank you. It's nice to have someone who listens in our life.
What's the normal order of everything and you take it first stats?
Did you take my orange tape off that headset?
It's right here. I'm gonna put it back on. It was just looking kind of funny.
No, I can go in the garbage. I was just giving you shit.
Okay.
That's been on there since 2018.
Still got some juice left. All right, 6:50, shall we?
Let's go.
The first round of the Robertson Cup playoffs, Game 5 tonight. Big Game 5, the deciding game in this series. Stay tuned to Bruins social media.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Find out more information depending on the outcome of the game.
Evan Epstein, Ken Oda,
Austin Bruins hockey on Facebook, AustinBruins.com on Instagram, and AustinBruins.com, your official home.
Game 5, not much more to say about it. How are we feeling coming into it?
Well, as if there wasn't enough adversity for the Toros
Step
in
down
this
to
matchup
Northhouse.
tonight. Severe
Grab
weather
yourself a beverage.
just 20 minutes away in Albert Lee. So we're hoping to drop the puck on time. We're hoping that internet stays going. The fans do use us. There's weather in the area. We're doing our best.
Can me, you, and David Miller, the Bruins broadcaster, all predicted this series to go to 5 games now. The Toros
rather not be winning the first two, losing the second two. None of that matters now. All that matters is the task at hand. Win game 5 and move on to the
Yeah, let's take a look back at that game 4 Saturday night, back at the Pepsi at Mason Arena. I want to walk us through it.
Let's do it. Game 4, as the Bruins get off to a hot start after a no call on a too many men penalty. Ryan Lund finds space on the far side. His shot deflects off John Hirschfield and past Lucas Svedin to get the Bruins on the board first. With 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the first, Svedin makes a great save, swats the puck to the corner, but Gavin Haruza banks it off the pads of Svedin as the Bruins go up 2-0. As time expires on the Bruins power play, Adam Mahler's heading to the bench. Ludwig Melgren fires one over Svedin. Mahler hadn't gotten to the bench or back into the play, so technically the goal came at full strength, but the Toros were still down a man. Toros trailed by 3 into the third period, but they would mount a comeback. Jacko Hannison finishes off the rebound as the Toros finally break through on the power play for the first time all series long. Just moments later, it's Ian Spencer taking the turnaround shot from the high slot. Spencer's shot, Middendorf got a tip on it, and the deficit was quickly cut to 1. Toros would tie it up on yet another power play goal. Jordan Gibbs walks in, makes everyone on the ice thinks he's taking the shot, gives it to Gavin Middendorf, who ties the game up at 3. To double overtime this game would go. The Bruins would end it 40 seconds in. A save you usually make Lucas Svedin make, but he lost track of the rebound, and he was tapped in by Gavin Haruza to force game 5.
I don't feel like the team has made an issue there at that point in the game for Lucas. He made the initial save, just trickled through, and the rebound was able to get to 1 of them.
Right, and with that, let's take a look at the Noodles numbers. And we don't have audio currently, so if we want to work on that, I'll just go back to the screen. Let's see. Is it good now, perhaps? Give it a shot. Let's just keep it rolling here. Noodles numbers.
Obviously, the series not enough to a side. Goals per game, 2.25 each way. Both teams 9 goals through 4 games. Total's power play, 9.52%. Not very good, but still better than the Bruins' power play at this point in the series. Penalty minutes lean heavily towards Austin. That's expected to see between these two teams.
For the Toros special teams, you want to forget about games 1 through 3 and focus on game 4, where the Toros were 2 for 7 on the power play. Both of those goals, we saw them came in the third period. The Bruins have been giving the Toros a lot of power play opportunities this series, 21 through 4 games. Toros should see a few more tonight, and cashing in would definitely go a long way toward a game 5 victory.
All right, we are going to send it out to a quick commercial break, try to figure out this audio, and we'll be right back with more of the Farmers Market Show.
We should be good now. The volume was down on me. Yeah, we nailed that.
We did, yeah.
Did he text you back?
No. Well, I don't know. My phone's right there.
Oh, well.
Sweet. We're good. He said got it. All good. All right, we'll come back in. And let's come back in right now. Welcome back in. Sorry about that audio. I promise you guys we absolutely nailed that intro. But nonetheless, let's keep the pregame show rolling right along. Time for our Minotauros Weekly Club players to watch. I am going to kick this one off. There we go. I'm going with Noah Gibbs. Noah Gibbs had a really strong game 1 and 2 over here in Austin. Game 3 and 4 disappeared a little bit, but the speed difference has been notable in this series. The Toros can get out and fly around the ice. They've found a lot of success. Noah Gibbs, one of the faster skaters that the Toros have, and You know, in 7 playoff games, he had 3 with Janesville a few seasons ago, and obviously 4 with the Toros this series. Has not been able to pop one. Hopefully that will change tonight. I'm looking at Noah Gibbs to be the difference maker.
We're going to follow it up with Jesse O'Halloran. He had the game-winning goal in overtime in Game 2 here in this building. Yeah, that was his 3rd shot of the series. Last week in Games 3 and 4, 15 shots on goal. 5 in Game 3, 10 in Game 4. In the regular season, O'Halloran scored 1 goal every 8.3 shots he took. His next shot will be his 16th shot since his last goal. Jesse's doing attention to this building every time we win.
I'm rolling it back to my player to watch in Game 1, and that is Lucas Medin. In the first 2 games in Austin, he makes 83 saves, gives up just 2 goals. Then back in Minot, 26 saves, 3 goals allowed. In Game 3, a pretty strong Game 4, 13 for 13, or sorry, 10 for 10 on his saves in overtime, gives one up early in double OT. Not much you can complain about there. Toros need a big performance from Stevens in Game 5 to move on.
All right, that will bring us to our home team keys to the game. And why don't you give us our keys for the game tonight, and that's what feed we got going.
For those who missed the beginning of the game show because the audio issues were under severe watch here in Austin. Hopefully, the tornado watch that's 20 minutes away from here in Albert Lee doesn't carry into our area. Also, hopefully, everyone in Albert Lee is safe tonight. But our home keys to the game, the first one, lightning. When things have gone well for the Toros this series, their speed has been on display. The Toros been moving the Bruins take penalties. The Toros finally broke clear in the third period of Game 4. Hopefully the Toros continue to move their feet. Number 2, Thunder. Fatigue with 3 games in 4 days and travel should be an issue tonight for both clubs. I would think though, the bigger, stronger Bruins play a more bruising game. That fatigue will be harder on them than the smaller, faster, lighter Toros. The Toros to have some of their physical players. I'm thinking Davin Nichols, Dave Ramirez, Noah Gibbs, Johns, guys who can deliver some big hits. You need them to step up and wear the Bruins down, make fatigue an even bigger issue. And my third home keys to the game is hail. Toros pelted Solomon with 17 pucks in the third period on Saturday. 3 of them went in. Toros need to rain pucks on the Bruins 10 here tonight, and we'll see as well. They have an e-buck, something we haven't talked about, an emergency backup. Axelson is under the weather, so they have emergency backup high school kid from Minnesota if things go really bad for Solomon.
Now, Lucas Marsalic, he hasn't played a game in the NAHL. He's played high school, like you said. Put up some numbers there, 1.9 goals. Take the under, and that's because I think the Toros get it done early tonight. I think they pop a couple here early in the first, and then I think they drop back defensively and hold on. Lucas Medin will be crucial to that, but against the physical Austin teams, a defensive style of play with the lead is not a bad thing.
You take the over.
And the officials for tonight's game, Cameron Johnson is our referee.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well, Ken. If there's nothing else in the game 5, you're going to pull that goal pretty early if you're down by 1 or 2. Empty net and opportunities to cash that over. So give me the over on that one. Number 2, we're looking at total Toros power play opportunities. Can you go an over on that?
I'm going to take the over. Despite the Austin Bruins at the 17th issue, our slower team in the Toros move their feet. Awesome. Make sure it calls that step. When the Bruins were getting tired last Saturday.
And it is me, yes, it is me. I'm going over as well. Bruins, notorious, hooking, holding, all the extracurriculars, all, they like to get into the box a lot. Give me the over right now.
The Toros have had 21 power play chances in 4 games. That's an average of 5 per game.
And the last one, total overtime minutes played. I'm going to leave this one off. I'm going to go under, if for nothing else, for my sanity. We talked about fatigue and the players. This has been a wild 3 days, our first Game 5 experience. I would prefer to just get this on regulation and on the second.
Particularly with this
Yes, let's do it then. That'll do it for this portion of Farmers Union Insurance Food Show. Watch the break. We'll hear what Coach Cody Campbell had to say ahead of this one right here on the Minotauros Network.
Nice job, boys. Louder?
Yeah, a little bit. They said the mic's on during the commercials.
On any TV?
Yeah, on everything. Just bring them down. Still hear it. Is it in that monitor mode or something?
Remain standing if able. Remove your caps and join us for the performance of our national anthem, sung tonight by Ava Golubowski.
She said only on the Facebook.
certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Hello and welcome inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena here in Austin, Minnesota. Toros have severe weather outside, but it's the calm before the storm inside the Spam Can. Toros and Bruins about to launch Game 5. Winner advances, loser goes home. The Bruins perhaps feeling the curse of playing the Toros in this building. They're wearing their alternate road jerseys instead of their home whites. Toros in the traveling black, black from head to toes. Red shoulders and sides, cream names and numbers for the men from the Magic City. They'll be moving from right to left on your computer monitor, smart device, however you are tuned into Game 5. On the Minotauros Network, we're glad to have you aboard. Toros control the opening draw, D to D, Mahler to Fleming, and then right back to Adam Mahler. Mahler banks ahead on the far side, touched it, no, not touched into the zone. That will go for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center.
That's Evan Epstein, in case you missed the pregame show. Draw will be to the right of Swedin, 13 seconds in. .50-50 draw, eventually dug out by Adam Mahler, who will use the glass to bank that out. It gets through defenseman at the blue line. Races on the other way. Solomon out of his net. Stops it there. Throws to the far side. It hits the referee in the head. That leads to a turnover. Batten has trouble on the far side. Puck squirts free. Picked up instead. Bruins take it. They throw this down the ice. This one will roll for icing. And Landon Fleming wins the race. Jackson Riley tried to chase him down. Haruza and Mahler exchange some punches. All with their gloves still on, so it will go uncalled.
And Haruza was the Austin Bruin that finished off Game 4 in double OT. If you're the Toros, not how you want to go into Game 5. You take the first two on the road, drop the second two at home. But as we said in the pregame show, none of that matters now. Got to put that in the past and focus on the task at hand.
Toros control the draw for a moment. Puck still loose. Turnaround shot. Save made. Penalty coming, and now Chuck Owens faces some angry Bruins.
And is the penalty on Owens, or is it going to go against the Bruins? On that play, you would think it goes against.
It'll be against the Toros. Gavin Middendorf, a high stick off the draw. So the Toros will be shorthanded.
Toros haven't given up a power play goal this series. They're 13 for 13 on the penalty kill. Toros only scored their first power play goal in Game 4. Took two of them in the third period.
Several fans checking in on social media. We'll get to you as time allows. Bruins control the draw. It's Luke Balkazian. He plays up top, gets it right back on the far side half wall. Long shot, save made. Rebound, hacked at it, goes up and over the crossbar. Puck to the near corner, where John Small gets taken down. Bynum at the point keeps it, but he turns it over to John Small, and John Small sends it all the way down. This is where the Toros will miss Ian Spencer perhaps the most as far as this series. He's been a strong part of the Toros' penalty kill all season long. Paddington sweeps across. Into the zone is Lorenzo. Lorenzo watched by Adam Mahler. Far side, Owens pokes at it, but it's back to the point. Near side, Paddington. Paddington shot blocked out front by Fleming, and now Billy Batten looks to go. Batten attacking shorthanded. Drag move, lost the puck into the corner. Shovels it in behind the net. The Bruins take over there. For now, it looks like at least it's Jack O'Hannison jumping into Spencer's spot on the PK with John Small.
And it was Billy Batten with Chuck Owens, usually the second forward unit to kill the power play for the Toros, out there for that first shift of the penalty kill.
Near side, Melgren around behind the net. The defenseman turns, plays it to the middle, taken away by John Small, and the Toros punch at the distance. 47 ticks left to talk on the Papa John's PK as the Bruins retreat and retrieve. Near side, it's Williams. Good. Stick by John Small deflects that pass, and the Bruins will have to backpedal once again. 35 seconds left in the Papa John's PK. Hirschfeld ahead to the near side. Williams. Williams watched by John Small. He gains the line and dumps it deep. No, he did not gain the line. An offside play. The stick from John Small forced Williams to execute a stick handle maneuver, and that put his mates in over the line early.
What I saw there from Lucas Svedin, let's go back to the start of the penalty kill for the Toros. The first shot came from distance into his body. He gives a rebound, and that happens early in the game. A little bit of nerves, takes some time to settle in a dangerous spot, but the Toros avoided disaster. Shot went to his right.
Far side, Luke Malkasian into the zone, working on Adam Mahler. Carries around behind the net, puck freed up. Squirts along the boards to the near side. Paddington finds it on the kick plate, tries to play it down in the corner. He finds Jackson Riley. Riley working on Fleming, plays to the far side half wall. Shot coming, blocked out front by Flem. Lorenzo puts it in front, one time stopped by Swedin, who then gets the glove over the top with just 4 seconds left.
It was a great
on the Papa John's PK.
Great last second pass by Alex Lorenzo to find Jackson Riley in front of the net. And Svedin saw it coming, stayed in position to make the save.
So we get another look thanks to our postseason sponsor, Dental Care Associates. The puck comes out front, and Jackson Riley didn't get much on it. He put it right off the leg pads of Swedin. Draw is to Swede's right. Puck freed up, picked up by Owens. Owens is going to push play up the ice. Toros come full strength. Middendorf joins the rush. Owens punches it down in the corner. He and Williams come together. They tie up along the end wall. Middendorf pokes at the puck, but it's moved to the far side, and the Bruins look to escape the zone. Ahead for Savitessin. Savitessin working on Fleming. Good. Stick by Flem. Frees it up, and John Small finishes taking it away. Small forced to turn in the near corner. Pressured by Lipset. Hands off, and the Toros control. Fleming. Long stretch pass finds Small. Small into the zone. Drag move, then lost the handle. It rolled towards the net. Played to the near side. Kept by Batten at the point. Batten looking to jitterbug down the wall. Gets held by Savitessin. No call. Puck flipped out to neutral. Jordan Gibbs finds it and then breaks it up nicely. Delayed offside. Yohala toss across. Finds Mindorf into the zone. He leaves for Yohala in front. Shot broken up. Mindorf finds the puck. Gets hit on that far side. Bruins gather instead. Near side taken away. Batten played it back to the point. It's squirted by Jordan Gibbs. Perreault chops it out to neutral. Bouncing puck. Jackson Riley has to turn. Haruza was an offside. Another good play at the line, and that's an offside touch by the captain, Jackson Riley. 16:06 left to play in period number one. Let's hit some of these social media check-ins. We've got a lot of fans tuned in. Lucas Meestead, John Kowitz, Marlene Peters, Melissa Esslinger, Marcia, Whitney Long, Sarah Tim, Yvonne Booker, Tiffany Russell, Kayla Dosh, Kenzie Broussard, Carly James, all aboard. Toros control the draw. 16 minutes left to play here in the opening period. Toros and Bruins scoreless in Game 5. Far side, puck poked at, but it's gathered up by the Bruins. They'll look to challenge. This is Riley working on Clark. Nice move around Clark. Good defense from Batten, but it still gets in for a backhand try that goes wide for Bynum. Far side, Bynum stepped into. Puck chopped in behind the Toro net. Clark on it there. He's got space. Clark gives to Billy Batten. Billy Batten gains the red line and chops it softly into the far corner. O'Hannison after it. Frees it up. Toros jam it to the front, but Solomon alertly over the top before the Toros can find it. 15:24 left to go here in period number one.
And the Toros will finish up that change they started to make before the whistle. Noah Gibbs, Kobe Brault's player to watch, and his line coming out to the ice. Chuck Owens leaves that line to go join Gavin Middendorf and John Small in place of Ian Spencer. Owens has been floating around all year, hasn't really found a home, but he's been a good fill-in wherever he's gone, as Edwards now plays in the middle of this unit between Jockums and Gibbs.
Puck to the near side, it's Evan Malkasian. Malkasian, long pass ahead for Savitessin is off the mark, and Adam Mahler banks ahead. Jockums shovels it out to neutral. Noah Gibbs and Edwards after it. Puck pinballs, and eventually the Bruins find the handle. Near side, Savitessin met by Fleming. He sweeps it into the zone. Swedin out of his net, stops it. Swedin throws it along the near side. It finds Noah Gibbs. Gibbs banks it out looking for Edwards. It's broken up by Evan Malkasian. Head to Luke Malkasian, who chips it deep into the Toro zone. Mahler leaves it, but Beckwith was there. He didn't realize there was a Bruin. And now the Toros are going to have to scrum for it. Far side. Played to the point. Long shot. Deflected out front. It goes wide. Bruins find it first. It's Evan Malkasian, who plays it down low. This is Luke Malkasian. Spins it to the near side. Noah Gibbs finds it first. Pokes at it, but Bynum pinched down from the point and kept it alive. Evan Malkasian behind the net. Good stick by Fleming. Denies the wraparound try. They put it in behind the net again. Adam Mahler plays the body, takes it away. It flips over the net out to the front, but Lorenzo unable to do anything with it. Long shot, save made. Rebound in front. Another stop by Swedin. He's been under siege early here. Toros, Mahler chips it ahead, not out. Bynum kept it. Bynum plays up top to Lorenzo. Lorenzo with a shot through traffic, save made by Swedin. He never saw it. That was just a positioning save. Up top, Lorenzo again. Leaves to the near wall, Bynum. Bynum cuts to the high slot. Leaves off far side, Melgren for a long shot. Tippett's in. Luke Malkasian. Luke Malkasian out front as the Toros were pinned in their zone. Makes it a 1-0 game with 13:35 to play in the opening period.
When you give the Austin Bruins that much possession time, that much time to set up an offense, and a few sequences right in front of the net of Lucas Fedin, a shot like that can find the back of the net. Malkasian gets the tip. For Luke Malkasian, just his second point of the series, had an assist in Game 3, and finds the back of the net for the first time here in Game 5.
Chuck Owens chips it in off of a feed from Jordan Gibbs. It'll roll to the side of the net. Lipset on it there. Bruins start up the far side. Into the offensive zone come the Bruins. Pinned behind the net. Shots 8-1 in favor of the Bruins here early. And they lead 2-1. That's an offside play, and the whistle goes.
And then Lipset took a little bit of a run at John Small. I have a feeling we're going to see something similar to what we saw Game 4. Chippiness that doesn't turn into fights because neither side wants to go short-handed. The Bruins have been down to their last leg now for the past 2 games, as well as tonight. It's been win or go home for Austin.
Draw will be in front of the Toro bench. Near side, Williams looks to flip it deep into the Toro zone. And a dump in, gloved and held by Swedin.
A misplay by Adam Mahler leads to the chance in front of the net. Swedin holds on to that one, and it's a good thing he did. If he gives up a rebound there, I think it was Ashton Bynum bearing down on net, and that follow-up poke would have gone by if Swedin hadn't held on to it.
Draw will be to the right of Swedin. 50-50 draw, eventually controlled by the Bruins. Turnaround try flung to the near side wall. Perreault finds it on the near side, has trouble with Hirschfeld, dug out by Batten. Batten starts up the near side, plays across the far. Yohala feeds it in. O'Hannison for his shot. Blockered away. May have been the shaft of the stick for the goaltender that stopped that. Bruins start out. This is Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld left it for Haruza. Near side. Chipped ahead. This is Lund into the Toro zone, but it's quickly taken away from him by Owens. Ty James speeds ahead for the Toros, dumps it into the offensive zone. Pokes it along the far side. They'll dig along the boards. It squirts behind the Bruin net for Trace Day, who has been a controversial player here in Austin. Far side, Ty James jams that ahead. Dumped into the Toro zone. Clark turning, plays ahead. for John Small. Small gains the line, plays to the far side, looks to center, it rolls on net for a hold by Solomon.
Good sequence for the Toros. Hubert Clark, a long pass up into the neutral ice to find John Small. Small working around defenders, manages to get a shot in on net, and finally manages to get the Toros an offensive zone draw. Toros have struggled on possession time in their attacking zone early in this game. Ken, you mentioned the shots on goal tally just a moment ago. Toros picked one up after that. As we take a look at the numbers from Jack Solomon here, they've been terrific as they have this series as well. Solomon 2-1. Axelson had the loss in game 2.
Jordan Gibbs with a long shot that sails wide. And the rebound takes the Toros out to neutral. Tui gloved it down. It's jammed out to neutral. Poked up ice by Ramirez. Albert to it first, however. Albert comes across to Lipset. Lipset dumps it into the Toro zone. Back on it is Tui. Tui takes away from Savitessin. Plays to the far side. Misplayed there by Nichols. Nichols gets help from Tui, and the Toros look to escape the zone. Tui gains the red line, dumps it into the corner. It comes to the front of the net, where Parker Newman forces Solomon to cover.
And Parker Newman is out on the ice partially due to that Ian Spencer injury. Everyone shifts up just a little bit.
Here's a look at Lucas Svedin's numbers.
And for Svedin, some of the best in the North American Hockey League. .944 this series. Takes the OT loss in double overtime, but you make 10 saves in a high-pressure first OT. At some point, if you're the Toros, the offense has to find the back of the net in the first 20 minutes.
Bruins control the draw, play it to the far side. Lorenza gives it up. Adam Mahler steps into one. Blocker save, rebound. Bounces to the far circle. Bynum finds it first and promptly turns it over to Yohala. Yohala shovels it deep. Bynum plays to the far wall, Lorenza. Lorenza lost it to Yohala for a moment, then takes it back. They'll dig along the wall. And Lorenza is ahead for Luke Malkasian. Luke Malkasian has Fleming back, shot blocked. Rebound to the slot. Paddington is shot blocked by Adam Mahler. And now Owens can't find the loose puck. It's turned over. Luke Malkasian's alone in front. It's 2-0 Bruins. .12 left to play in period number 1. And it's been a nightmare start for the Toros down in a 2-goal hole.
And that's a tale as old as time. A defensive zone turnover leads to a chance out in front. No one in front of Luke Malkasian. And you can't blame Lucas Svedin for that one. His defense letting up that chance in front of the net.
Shots 10-5 at the time of that goal. Toros dump it into the offensive zone. Bynum turns it over to Small. Small rolls it in front. Chuck Owens gives chase, but it's ahead for the Bruins. Peruza, the Game 4 hero, dumps it deep into the Toros zone. Puck freed up behind the net. Tui gives to Mindorf. Mindorf plays behind the net. Jordan Gibbs. Toros run into each other, almost turn it over. Mindorf works it forward. Toros having trouble just getting out of their own zone. This is Tui. Bumped off and the puck dumped back into the Toros zone. Long toss ahead. Hit Beckwith coming off the bench. The Toros will have to regroup. They turn it over again. No, they don't, because the Bruins miscommunicate and no one plays the puck. So it's out to neutral, where Williams promptly throws it into the crowd. And everyone seems to be okay. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left to go here in period number 1. We've hit the media timeout. We'll take a short break when we come back. More of period number 1. Toros trail 2-0 early.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Welcome back inside of the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena. Toros trail 2-0, 10 minutes and 49 seconds into this game. It is Lucas Swedin who has been peppered 10 shots through, as I said, just over 10 minutes. Luke Malkasian with both goals right now. Melgren and Bynum set up the first. Paddington and Lorenza set up the second, and that media timeout couldn't have come at a better time from a Toro perspective. Toro's record in games where they can close out a series, 7-5 all time. 2 of those losses came Friday and Saturday night in Minot. So Toros had been 7-3 when they had a chance to end a team's season prior to this year's playoff run. Near side, Bruins escape. Albert dumps it in. Adam Mahler back on it. Puck freed up. Yohala looks across. O'Hannison throws it to the near corner. Off the blocker. Quick shot. Doesn't go. Fanned on it to Yohala. Follow-up try. That's blocked. Jammed in front. Toros can't find it. And the Bruins throw it out to neutral. Now the race is on. It gets through Connor Toohey, so there won't be icing. Back on it is Gibbs. Gibbs leaves for Toohey. Toohey tries the far side. Swept ahead for Jockums. Jockums had it taken away, delayed offside. And now no one goes to get the puck. Yohala going to have to fight for it now. He wins the battle. And then gets hit hard by Lipset. Well after the puck was gone, apparently cleanly. The referee was standing right there. This is near side. Jockums rolls it deep. Thrown around to the near side, Lipset. Lipset plays it out to neutral. Taken away by Edwards. Edwards trying to pick his way into the middle. He can't beat a trio of Bruins. Day dumps this into the Toro zone. Back on it is Adam Mahler. Mahler ahead for Noah Gibbs. Gibbs drops it back to Fleming. Fleming pressured by Malkasian. Near side, Noah Gibbs. Gibbs has it taken away by Paddington. Paddington puts it out front. He wanted Luke Malkasian, who was already looking for a hat trick in this one. Turned over to Malkasian again. He gives to Paddington. Paddington shot. Save made. No rebound given. And Adam Mahler just caught a stick up high. That also was apparently clean from the bubbled Paddington. 7:05 left to go here in period number 1. Still 2-0 Bruins.
And 2 more defensive zone turnovers on that sequence, one of which almost led to a shot from the low slot. If you're Cody Campbell, those are frustrating plays in the Toros D zone.
John Small on the draw. Help from Mindorf. Owens finds it, tries to chip ahead for Mindorf. It's broken up at the blue line. Thrown ahead to the Toro blue line. Puck won by Ty James, gives to Clark. Clark gains the red and dumps it in. Far side, hacked in behind the net. It'll come around to the near side. Paddington trying to bull his way out. Flips ahead for Lorenza. Lorenza turns off pressure, throws one on net. Played by Swedin. Turned ahead. Owens kicks it into the zone, but it's quickly taken over by the Bruins. Long pass ahead, bounces right through John Small, and it'll go far enough for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center. We've seen the Toros turn it around in a big way. Came in game 4. The Bruins led 3-0 going into period number 3. Toros had shown very few signs of life in that game. They scored 3 goals in a 4-minute span. We're only 13 minutes and 37 seconds into this game, but it feels like the Toros need a similar sort of turnaround.
Certainly not time to start writing eulogies quite yet. This is Perreault down the wall. O'Hannison to the middle. It doesn't connect with Batten. It comes back to the near side half wall. Yohala plays it back to Perreault. Perreault played it down the wall. No, it was taken away by Haruza. 2-on-1. Haruza's the trigger man. Shot. It's in. Gavin Haruza makes it 3-0. Perreault went down to a knee at the point to try and keep the puck. It squirts by him, and Haruza turns on the Jets the other way. Toros' defense did well to take away the pass, but Haruza just blew it by Swedin for a 3-0 lead.
Turnover leads to a goal. It's the same statement, and you wonder why this Toros team looks so depleted versus those first 4 games. First 2 games out here in Austin, the Toros played some of their best hockey of the year, picked up 2 huge wins in 2 defensive battles. But defense, a huge issue as the Bruins get another quick shot off the face-off there.
Toros had the puck in the near corner, swung it to the far side. Of Bruin found it and threw it on net for a save from Swedin. We're going to get some more social media check-ins. The Okasons are tuning in on NAHL TV. Dorothy Small made it home to Orland Park. Mike is here in Austin. Hope you're doing okay, Dorothy. The Seekings are at home. Jeff Brault on YouTube.
Toros need a tornado warning to get them back to the locker room to regroup.
Hey, as a fan of the Cubs, 2016, a rain delay sure helped. This is near side. Batten has trouble. And it's taken away. Bruins go the other way. Samuelson dumps it deep into the zone. Back on it are the Bruins. Good play by Ty James. Frees it up near side. Batten plays in the middle. He has Ohannesson. Ohannesson with Gibbs joining the rush. Ohannesson looks to drive the net. He's forced in behind and introduced to the glass. Jordan Gibbs swings it to the far point. Adam Mahler tried to throw it towards the net. It was blocked off. Far side, good hit by Mahler. Sends it down the ice. It will go for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at
Minot's finest collision center. And the question now is, what does it take to turn the momentum? 3 early goals, and frankly, the Bruins have just dominated the start of this game. The Toros can't keep the puck in their D zone or in their attacking zone, and that is not a winning formula.
Eric Laroni checking in from Brandon, Manitoba. The Battens are in Phoenixville. O'Hanny's dad and Aunt Doreen watching on NATV. The Millers are in Lansford. Marley Peters tuned in. Sam Walter from Grand Forks. The Dollies are in Minot. Nancy and John watching in New Lenox, Illinois. Wally and the Mocs are in Minot. Bruins control near side. It's carried ahead by Lipset. Lipset pokes it into the Toro zone. Back on it is Fleming. Fleming mishandles and then falls down. Works it to the far side and Mahler. Mahler finds Nichols, who then delivers a big hit on Albert. And the puck squirts out to neutral. Reverse hit by Lipset puts Ramirez down hard.
And then Lipset had some words for Ramirez before heading to the bench.
Parker Newman with it. He'll dump it in. Nichols up on the pressure. Nichols after Albert. Albert speeds ahead. Gains the line on the far side. Works on Tui. Albert forced behind the net and then lost the puck to Tui. Tui moved it along the near wall, taken away by the Bruins. Far corner, Mindorf and Evan Malkasian tie up. This is Jordan Gibbs. Forces it out to neutral. Small has Mindorf. Mindorf shot goes wide and the rebound carries all the way out to neutral ice. Jordan Gibbs across for Tui. Up into the middle for Small. Small chips it to open space on the far side. Chases it down himself. Plays back to the point. Long shot by Tui. Tip out front. Goes up and out of play. It was Owens out front with the redirect.
And with 3:54 to go in the period, what you want to see for the Toros is simply 1 to go in. You want to cut that deficit to 2. Feel like you build up something. Some sort of chances in front of the net of Jack Solomon. Good look there, but no screens out in front as the shot came in transition. Pretty routine save for Jack Solomon.
O'Hanny's mom watching in Michigan. Andrew Jordan's aboard. The Ty James fan club is checked in, says Tony Whitaker. Nicole Ray's aboard. Renee Jones and the rest of the Jones family. Mackenzie Lalonde. Sonia Neubauer and the rest of the Neubauers. Patrick Nesberg from just up the road in Faribault. Puck dumped in by Hirschfeld. Far side, Ty James. Gives to Small. Small works it up for Owens. It doesn't connect. Back to Ty James in the Toro zone. Throwing up the near boards. Jackson Riley picks that off. Riley Walks in, wires, it goes wide, and the rebound will carry out to neutral. Solomon out of his net, looking to play. Gives to the near side, long toss across. Lorenza feathers it in for Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld had Luke Malkasian going backside. Pass didn't get through. Billy Batten banks up ice. O'Hannison gives to Mahler. Mahler feeds Yohala. Yohala across. He's got Batten up the middle. Shot doesn't go. Went off the post, and then they crash in to the cage. Cody Campbell and Tyler Ebner quickly to the iPad to see if that one went in.
From this angle, I thought it did.
I thought it was in on the near post. I heard it hit the post, but it was on the ice. So if it hits the post inside the net or just the metal of the base of the frame, it'll still make that noise. It seemed to kick in and then go across the goal line. Toro's getting
Cody
another
Campbell
look.
says play on. Here's the replay. Batten slides it through, and you can't really see it there as the camera cuts.
The overhead would have a better look, and if Cody Campbell elects not to challenge, I'm going to trust that it wasn't in. Yohala wins the draw. Hannison touches up top. Mahler tack to tape. Mahler stepped into, so he can't pull the trigger on his shot. O'Hannison finds the puck. O'Hannison trying to put it in front, but it's blocked by the paddle of Solomon. He was trying to feed Yohala. Far side, Batten takes it away, plays it to the middle for Yohala. Freed up, Lipset turns it over. Yohala with a shot, fought off, rebound to the near side. Dumped down the ice. Will this go far enough for icing? It won't, so Tui has to play. Savatessin takes it away from Tui. Savatessin into the middle. Lipset couldn't settle the bouncing puck down, and now it's up top for Mellgren. Mellgren with a long shot. Pinball's loose and punched out by Swedin. Up top for Mellgren. Mellgren holds, fires, gloved and held through traffic by Swedin, and Lipset tries to fall into Swedin, but Jordan Gibbs pulls him away. 2:04 left to play in period number one. Toros in the 3-goal hole.
On the other end, you saw the best sequence offensively for the Toros in this game. The first one, which we thought might have went in, did not. Another couple of good tries. Bruins on the other end, able to screen up that shot pretty well, but sometimes when you screen it up, it gets blocked before it gets through, and that's what happened there.
Graham Spencer listening in Michigan. Sierra Lowe, John Michael, Kim Nelson all aboard. Far side, Jordan Gibbs. His pass to Tui gets taken away by Luke Malkasian. Played down low. Lorenza touches to the front, cut off nicely by Owens. Near side, John Small looks to retreat behind the net. It's taken away by Lorenza. Small takes it back. Then Small lost it in the referee's skates. Gets pushed down from behind by Lorenza, who takes the puck away. Lorenza holding Tui's stick so he can't get free to play that puck. Meanwhile, Toros can't get out. Mellgren puts it out front. Lorenza can't settle it down. Played in behind the net. Paddington sweeps it in front. Swedin plays it to the corner, but the Bruins take over there. Minute 20 to go in the first. Long shot sails wide. Mindorf to this puck. Mindorf just hoists one out to neutral. Solomon out of his net, trying to catch the Toros in a change. Plays it up ice for Lorenza. Lorenza just chips it deep. Final minute of period number one, brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. This is Yohala speeding up the near side. Yohala gains the line. He did not gain the line. He hit the brakes as he crossed over, and apparently he slowed down on the wrong side of the blue boundary with 55.7 left to go here in period number one.
Toros are going to keep that Yohala line out on the ice and maybe expect to see those top two lines a little bit more in a 3-goal deficit, although you talk about tired legs playing a factor coming into this game. Just 1 day of rest between games 4 and 5. You're playing 3 games in 4 days.
Mahler breaks that up. Hands ahead for Yohala. Yohala can't find the handle. Bruins D2D in their own zone. Williams has trouble. Yohala pressuring, but it's thrown up the near side. Karam swatted back toward the Bruin end, but right back up. Fleming with a good read feeds Batten. Batten and Yohala 2-on-2 as they hit the line. Batten hands to Yohala on the far side. Swept away from him by Bynum. Batten steps in. Takes it away for a moment. But eventually it's chopped in behind the net where Williams takes over. 20 seconds left to go in period number one. Williams speeds ahead along the near side. gains the line. Breaks wide, does Williams, tries a shot shade to the corner by Swedin. 12 seconds left. Jordan Gibbs plays up the wall. Ty James tied up. And they dig along the boards. The horn will sound in 2-1. And we've got 20 minutes in the books. And the Toros have dug themselves a 3-goal hole. Get to a few more social media check-ins quickly. Amanda Garcia Hughes, the Swests are checking in from Houston. Doug Stahowiak and the rest of the Stahowiak family are aboard, hoping for some of that good luck we had last year when we made it to the Robertson Cup semis. We will send you out to a quick commercial break. When we come back, Evan will be on the bench with Coach Ebner.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I'm the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family-oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment, a chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Welcome into the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. Toros down 3-0 in a do-or-die Game 5. Let's walk you through the scoring in just a moment. Shots 15-10 in favor of the Bruins. It was 8-1 when the Bruins struck first. So the Toros fought back late in the period, but they still gave up 2 more goals. And as Evan, you were talking about during the period, all 3 off defensive zone turnovers. Toros just couldn't get out of their own end.
The last one came off the unable to keep it in at the offensive zone. But like you said, Toros continuing to give the Bruins the puck, and especially when you turn it over in the center of the ice, it's going to create dangerous chances. This turnover doesn't come in the center of the ice, but a long shot gets tipped.
Kept the Toros pinned for a long time, and eventually, yeah, as you said, the redirect. And then here's this one. A shot. Toros eventually get to this puck and then just mishandle it, and it's turned over right in front for Luke Mulcahy to get his second of the night. This is Perreault at the near point. The puck comes back to him eventually, and it just gets by him, and then the race is on the other way. Gavin Haruza, the Game 4 hero, he had the overtime winner, just picks his spot on Lucas Swedin. The little head fake prevented Swedin from committing to the shot, and that's a 3-0 lead for the Bruins. If there's good news from a Toros perspective, they've already come back from down 3 on this team, and they did it with only 20 minutes to play. Tonight, they've still got 40 minutes.
And that shot from Haruza took advantage of one of the few weaknesses that Lucas Swedin has, and that's his height, right? He pinpoints it up above the glove side. The head fake keeps him down. Maybe a taller goaltender might be able to recover and get back to that puck, but Swedin unable to do so. Like you said, the Toros dug out of a 3-goal hole back in Game 4, and it seemed to come out of nowhere out of the locker room. Didn't see much pushback toward the end of the second period, but you just saw a burst to start the third. Thought we actually did see some pushback to end the first period there.
Let's take a look. We're not the only Game 5 in action. We're not even the only Game 5 in the Central Division. The Bobcats and Wings are about to hit the first break. Less than a minute to play in the VFW. That game's still scoreless. Shots even at 8 aside. And then we'll head to the East bracket, where the Maine Nordiques have already advanced. They win that series over Maryland 3-1. So Maryland's attempt to return to the Robbie ends in 4 games. The other Game 5 is Johnstown and Rochester. It was a 4-1 lead for Johnstown during the first period of our game. Now, early third period, the Junior Americans have cut it to 4-2. Still 16:41 to play there. Shots are 22-14 in favor of Johnstown. Now we'll take a look at the Midwest bracket, where the Wisconsin Wendigo, the 1 seed, have knocked off the Steel, and the Anchorage Wolverines, who represented the Midwest last year at the Robertson Cup, advanced with a sweep of the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. That'll bring us down south, where Lone Star, the defending South champions, are looking to get back, defending Robertson Cup champions, looking to get back to the Robertson Cup. They sweep New Mexico in the opening round. Corpus with a sweep of the Mudbugs, setting up what should be a very interesting South final. Fans may not remember, but I believe it was in February when we were in Watertown. They had a game. We had something like 200-something minutes in our penalty minutes in our game, and I think they went even higher.
They went up above 700, which makes that series a lot of fun. I mean, 5 games, and obviously you're trying to be a little bit more cautious in the postseason. But when you have a clipboard that's thrown from one bench to the other, over 700 penalty minutes in the game, bad blood is sure to play a factor. And, maybe you do see some people lose their composure in that series.
Of course, here the Toros trying to advance to the second round as well. A tall hill to climb, but fans, you can get your autographed playoff pucks and mini sticks. It's a buy now item. There are limited quantities left. If you jump on the Toros Hockey mobile app under the digital auction tab or fanswinwithdash.com, you can get your Toros signed playoff sticks or pucks. Let's see how we're doing on the forebears over-unders. The first one was Toros' third period goals. Well, we've got a ways to go to find that one. Toros' power play opportunities, they're still looking for their first. The number was 3.5. And I think we unanimously went over on that one. And total overtime minutes played, 5.5. Right now, if you're the Toros, you'd love to have at least 5.5 minutes of overtime. Down 3 here, but certainly, like I said during the period, not time to start eulogizing this group. We've seen they have comebacks in them. And they've got 40 minutes, not 20, to try and come back from a 3-goal hole. The other good news, sounds like weather reports, we no longer have to worry about this game getting a delay.
That is what I was told when I went down toward the locker room. And in Game 5, maybe one of the questions you have when you go down 3-0 is why. And to me, it's nerves. That's what turnovers point to, a little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitteriness in the first 20 minutes, and that can be solved. You can settle into a game, and you've seen the Toros come back against this team. I don't necessarily think this is a team that got dominated on the ice in terms of, pace or style of play. It was just sloppy play where you continue to give the puck to the Austin Bruins, and, maybe you did get dominated in terms of that sense. But
the wounds were self-inflicted, which means they're fixable, right?
Right.
If you can turn things around, play better hockey over the final 40 minutes, play like they played the third period last Saturday night, there's no reason the Toros can't come back in this one.
And I'm right there with you, Ken. I do think that a power play chance would go a long way for the Toros. Get that power play unit that got on the board, albeit Ian Spencer will not be out on the ice with that group due to his injury. Get that unit out there, get them moving the puck, create chances, see a one-timer fly, and hopefully that'll get the Toros going.
They always say the most important goal of the game is the next one. That's certainly true tonight. If the hole gets to 4-0, I don't know that the Toros have that kind of comeback in them. But if you cut it to 3-1, suddenly it's a much more manageable deficit, and you can't get all 3 goals back in one shift, so you just got to focus on one shift at a time, make smart plays, get the puck going the other way, build some momentum, and we've seen the Toros can solve Solomon once they get some sustained offensive zone pressure.
And that's what they did in period number 3. However, Jack Solomon came out looking pretty good tonight. Makes the first 10 stops and gets settled into this game well. Solomon has been their guy all season long. Puts up a .933 save percentage through the regular season. The Bruins tried out Axelson in Game 2. It didn't work. They trail 2-0, and you have an idea they're going to go with Solomon the rest of the way, because if you win in Game 3, you're not going to change from there. You win Game 4, they're going to keep riding with him, and they do into Game 5. That one blip for Solomon came in the third period in Game 4.
Well, that'll do it for the Forebears Casino Lodge Intermission Report. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll drop the puck, period number 2, see if the Toros have some fight left in them.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business. Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code HOCKEY100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
I'm Billy Batten, and you're watching Minotauros Hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena, where the Toros season is on life support, down 3-0 entering period number 2 in a decisive Game 5. Best of 5 series. Toros won games 1 and 2 in this building. The Bruins won 3 and 4 in Minot just last Friday and Saturday. We shifted here for Game 5. And the Toros need a comeback that starts now. More fans checking in on social media. Mackenzie Lalonde, Paulin Seasons, Zielkowski, Aaron Killdeer, Bruce Hoffert's aboard, Larry King, and the rest of the Kings. Louise Mindorf listening. Lucas Smeested, Mary Vigna, Shayna McLean, and the Jockums are in Saskatoon. Clint Romachet. Clint Romachet, this Austin cameraman must have gotten his training from someone who'd been in the Navy, because everyone is getting seasick. That's quality work from Clint. Puck poked to the near side, swept in by O'Hannison, but taken right back out by Albert and the Bruins. Into the Toros zone, now thrown ahead. Again, touched into the zone by O'Hannison, but back on it is Williams. Williams retreats behind the net, sweeps it to the near side. Pressure from Mahler. They keep it along the near side wall. Toros Yohala finds it up top for Batten. Batten looks across. Fleming tries a shot. It's blocked up and out of play by a sliding Jackson Riley.
Quality start to the period for the Toros. Drive into the attacking zone, get a shot, doesn't get through, doesn't go on net. But nonetheless, you stay down on the right side of the ice.
Mary Vigna says it feels like we have more people watching the live stream than the Bruins have in their barn. I will say, in defense of the Bruins, some pretty nasty weather here in the area. The Basses are aboard from Minot. Billet Ray tuned in on NATV. Draw to the right of Solomon. 50-50 draw. Controlled by the Toros. Middendorf comes to the near side, and Tui walks off the wall, gets tripped down, tries a shot that's blocked by Beckwith. Scrum in the near side corner. Owens lurking on the outside. 3 Toros, 3 Bruins. Scrum continues. Evan Malkasian comes out with it. Stops behind the net and reverses it to the near side. Mindorf plays the body, frees that puck up, but it's chopped ahead. Evan Malkasian leaves for Lipset. Lipset banks out to neutral. It gets by the Toros. They'll say they were close enough to negate the icing. Jordan Gibbs leaves for Tui. Tui tied up, still wins the battle and jams the puck out to neutral. But Batten couldn't settle it down. Beckwith dumps it back in. Bruins are changing. Tui tries the far side. It'll roll out Small. Met there. The player holding John Small's stick. It was Williams. Small tips that into the zone. Williams back on it. Jammed out to neutral. It gets by Fleming. Mahler finds it. Of course, if you're the Bruins, who already play a penalty-heavy style, why not when you're protecting a 3-goal lead? This is thrown in. Another long shot. Either you, as Yohala couldn't wrap it. It's taken away by Lorenza. This is touched up ice for Batten. Batten gains the line, leaves off far side. Ohannesson, shot save made, rebound to the far side. Ohannesson trying to kick ahead. Again, has his stick held by Williams. My point with that is, until they call it, you might as well continue to do it and make it that much harder for the Toros to try and draw even. This is Bynum dumping it in, bouncing puck, kicked to the corner by Swadin. Toss ahead, picked off by Riley, coming off the bench, shot, it's in. Jackson Riley. I'll be honest, I didn't see that was...
Mahler turned it over in the corner.
But to be fair, Jackson Riley came off the bench. I don't know if he jumped off early or not. Bruins were mid-change. The benches here are essentially in the offensive zones. So there was no player there when Mahler started that pass up the boards. And then Jackson Riley, you see him there just step on the ice and make it 4-0 Bruins. Toros control the draw. Noah Gibbs chips it in. Jockham's after it. Jockham's bumped off. Noah Gibbs finds it, rings it to the near point, and Ty James. Ty James across. Jordan Gibbs lost it on the wall. Jackson Riley pushes ahead. 3-on-2 for the Bruins as they hit the line. Riley working on Ty James, tries a shot. It goes wide. Jockham's on the near side. Can't find the handle. Now it's thrown up ice. Haruza dumps it down low. Gibbs leaves it near side. Puck jammed up the wall. Lund. Shot partially blocked by Jockham's. Down low. Savitessin. Savitessin sweeps it around to the near side. Sprates. Sprates lets it roll to the point. Bynum for a long shot. Tip out front. Swallowed up by Swadin. And now Samuelson over to taunt Swadin. 16:38 left to play in period number 2.
And we've seen those tips work for the Austin Bruins all season long. Long shots and all series long, really. Long shots from the blue line that bounce out in front of the net. Saw one in game, I want to say 1, where it was tipped off Dane Ramirez. Saw it back in Minot, bouncing pucks out in front that get by Svedin. And we've seen it early in this game on the first goal of the night.
Draw to the right of Swadin. Fleming couldn't hold on to it. Chipped ahead. Adam Mahler gloves down to the stick, and he gives to Dane Ramirez. Ramirez rolls it deep into the offensive zone. Savitessin turns it over to Mahler. Mahler trying to jam it to the front. It hits the back of the net instead. Mahler pushed off the puck. Savitessin falls down. Nichols punches it to the corner. Tries to free it up. Bouncing puck, and Samuelson eludes a big hit from Adam Mahler. Now finds the puck on the near side. It pinballs in front of the Bruin bench. Newman hands off, far side. Ramirez rolls it deep. Solomon out of his net. Plays to the far side. Near side, touched into the zone by Ramirez. Toros will change. So far tonight, as the Bruins send this down, it goes for an icing. The Bruins have been the faster team, winning races to pucks.
And that's supposed to be the Toros' strength coming into this series. You combat physicality and size with speed and elusiveness. Well, when you don't have that, that's why you fall into a 4-0 hole.
Yohala with Batten behind him. They're going to toss Yohala from the draw. So now Batten steps in. Draw one back by Batten, given to Tui. Tui tries a shot. It skips wide of the net. Ohannesson's the first to it. Ohannesson works it down low for Batten. Batten spun off by a player who didn't have a stick, and now it's far side. Savitessin's stick still laying on that far wall. Yohala taken down. Puck kicked free, but it's in the skates of Savitessin. Near side, Sprates working on Tui, gains the Toro zone. Day goes down hard along the end wall. Far side, puck jammed deep. Jordan Gibbs back on it. Tui, the far walls. We hit 15 minutes to play in period number 2. Hoisted into the offensive zone, but the Bruins punch it right back out. This will go for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at
Minot's finest collision center, and this seems silly to say with under 15 minutes to go in the second, but time is becoming very precious, and it feels like it's trickling down for the Toros. Now, you still have about 35 minutes of hockey to play, but you can't go into the second intermission down by 4.
No, you certainly need to get at least 1, if not 2, in this final 14 minutes to make it feel like the lead for the Bruins is manageable. Ty James apparently did not keep that puck in the zone. Xander Lipset chips it by him. Races on. They'll wave off icing. It never made it to the goal line, so Clark has to play. Clark falls down and turns it over to Lipset. 3-on-1 in front. Shot save made by Swedin. Small, toss across to Mindorf. Mindorf trying to drive the zone. Shot save made. Rebound. John Small couldn't get enough on it. Far side, Fleming pinches to keep it alive. Feeds in the middle for Small. Small shot wide to the near side corner. Adam Mahler pinches down the wall. Feeds it to the corner for Small. Small up top for Mindorf. Mindorf shot goes wide. Rebound to the far side. Fleming. He touches up top for Mindorf. Mindorf returns it in behind the net. Chuck Owens knocked down. It comes to the front. Small couldn't get it to go. Fleming with a big hit in the near corner. Toros defenseman being very aggressive, pinching down to keep plays alive. Now down 4, almost halfway through this game. John Small jousting with Melgren. Melgren taking a run at Small, puts him in a headlock. All of this is apparently legal. Davin Nichols with a big hit and another big hit. And now finally the whistle goes. Melgren, Ludwig Melgren, a 20-year-old wearing a full cage, decides to put John Small in a headlock.
Yeah, Melgren should be in the box for 2, and that should have been broken up by a whistle. But if they're not going to call it on Melgren, what do you want from John Small? He's going to have to go after Melgren at some point.
If he's going to continue to play like that, he should play a different sport. Either be brave enough to put on a half shield and pay the price for how you want to play. And now they're putting Nichols in the box as well.
And no one for the Bruins? Are you serious?
No, Melgren is in the box. But an absolute coward style of play to wear a full shield and then be that guy. You want to play like Brad Marchand? Answer the bell like Brad Marchand. 13:38 left to go in period number 2. And the Bruins penalty box door is open. And now they've closed it again.
And Melgren goes from the bench to the penalty box. That's what the confusion was. It's a little bit different here at Riverside Arena because the boxes are next to the bench. So
yeah,
you can go to the bench and then kind of walk on over.
I have no problem with an overager deciding to wear a full cage or bubble. Edwards for the Toros made that decision, but then he doesn't run around and play that style of game either. If you want to play that style, you need to wear a halfie so that you can at least answer the bell and pay the price for that. 2 minutes each way, Melgren and Nichols will go for a side.
And these benches continue to confuse me because I saw Will Mazenko not wearing a goalie mask next to Davin Nichols. Initially thought that
I made the same
Toros
mistake in game 2. So 4-on-4, Yohala, Batten, Tui, and Gibbs. Up top for Tui. Tui carries to the blue line, tries a shot. It deflects up and out of play. Jackson Riley with the block. Draw will stay in the offensive zone. How do they not give an extra penalty to Melgren? It would seem to me that the officials have decided they just don't want to be the storyline by giving power plays one way or the other.
And the Toros have had the advantage in terms of power play opportunities in this series, but that's because the Bruins play this brand of hockey.
Yeah. This carried ahead by Jackson Riley, another 20-year-old in a bubble. He gains the line. No, he does not. Hirschfeld was too fast into the zone. And with it,
coming into this game, the Toros had 21 chances on the man advantage to Austin's 13. Tonight, Austin has won. The Toros don't.
The Van Hoosiers are listening on NAHL TV. Kevin P's aunt listening in Hawaii. I don't know that we've ever had a listener from Hawaii before. Far side, Lorenza controls for the Bruins, carries over the red and now the blue. Lorenza hits the brakes, dumps it down low for Luke Malkasian. Malkasian falls down, and the Toros have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Yohala's the trigger man. He drops for Batten. Batten pushed off the puck. He feeds Yohala for a shot that's blocked by Elbert, and now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Elbert has Luke Malkasian with him. Fakes, shot, blocker, save, and the rebound kicked in behind by Tui.
The reason that's a 2-on-1 is because Nathan Williams was holding a Toro.
Lorenza with a shot blocker to side by Swedin. Again, Lorenza. Hit up top by Jordan Gibbs. If they didn't call anything Melgren did until Nichols got involved, then you can't call that. This is Solomon, a quick up, trying to catch the Toros in a change. Lorenza with a shot that's blocked. Far side, Lund takes the puck out to neutral. Throws across to the near side, and Beckwith. 31 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Bethwick winds it up. Forced wide by Fleming. Beckwith on the near side. Held up by Fleming. A big hit by Mahler puts Evan Malkasian down. Bruins fans livid. They don't like getting a taste of their own medicine, as here's a shot save made by Swedin. Down low. Big hit by Mahler. Shot off the mask of Swedin. Teams come full strength. O'Hannison looks across, finds Mindorf into the zone. A break up nicely by Lund, and now the Bruins try to turn. They didn't realize they had Beckwith lurking at the blue line. Thrown in front. John Small takes Williams into the boards. Swedin's water bottle's all the way out by the half wall. Jordan Gibbs takes it away, gives to O'Hannison. O'Hannison dumps it cross corner. Jordan Gibbs up on the pressure. Takes it away from Lund, leaves it behind the net. Lund trying to clear, he's forced to turn back. Far side, Riley plays to the middle. Jockums breaks it up. Tui swats it ahead. He missed Chuck Owens. Almost halfway through this one. 10:50 to play here in period number 2. Toros trail by 4. Handed ahead for Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld into the zone. Breaks wide. Broken up top. Luang, shot, save made by Swedin. The rebound kick to the far side. Toros have Jockums breaking, but the pass tipped. He catches the glass, comes into the zone. Jockums driving the net. He's forced in behind. Jockums working. The Bruins come out with it. Near side, pass finds Hirschfeld, who falls down. Puck tipped away from Day, and then a good hit by Nichols on Haruza. Ramirez touches for Newman. Newman chips it into the zone. Toros will look to chase it down. Thrown to the near side. Big hit behind the net by Newman. Near side. Puck chip deep. Lang and Newman. Newman wins the battle. Nichols delivers a hit. Newman there as well. They continue to hack. And now Newman tied up and tackled on the near wall. Big hit by Nichols on Samuelson, but he spins off of it. 4-on-2 as they hit the line. Samuelson hands the Lipset, who then turns it over to Ramirez. Ramirez pokes at it. It's out to neutral. Parker Newman carries ahead. Newman in, tries to lead for O'Hannison. Shot save made. Rebound gloved and held for a whistle. And now we've got some cross checks as we're a half minute past the halfway point of game number 5. Toros trail 4-0.
And it's the Toros that have turned into the heavy-hitting team over the past few minutes. And if you're looking to create a jolt of energy, I think this is the way to do it. Combine a bunch of big hits. If you can get one into the back of the net, I think the Toros are going to feel like they are well within striking distance.
Well, certainly you also see the Bruins showing some frustration with the physicality. Maybe you turn their focus from playing defense or trying to score more into evening scores, and that's when you get them running around out of position. You can take advantage. We've got some more fans checking in during the media timeout. It's Teresa Rogers-Khalil Blaine Linda Sorensen, Pat Peterson. Some guy named Weston Knox is aboard, assuming in Madison, Wisconsin. Marshall Peterson, Mary Vigna still says, Weston Knox, we miss you. I wonder who this guy is that everyone's sending well wishes his way. Hardy Wook and the rest of the Woogies are aboard. Felix Rotes, Darlene Edwards, Sally B and the Chicago crew, Lauren Olaketo, David Van Lith, Shelly Carbo just landed in Orlando, where the weather is for sure better than it is here right now. Michael Coffin, Linda Dolly, Caleb White, MJ and Grace Sandy. They're not liking the camera work either. I agree, they do a much better job in Minot. Draw controlled by the Bruins. Elbert throws it to the near side. Touched ahead, Yohala. Yohala trying to pick his way into the zone. He does. Yohala throws one towards the cage. It's gloved and held by Solomon.
And touching back to that physicality that the Toros were showing before the media timeout, it wasn't just the usual suspects. It wasn't just Dane Ramirez, Davin Nichols, Adam Mahler. You see guys like Parker Newman, who's more known for his speed and elusiveness, laying some big hits on the Bruins. I think everyone suited up for the Toros right now is ready to lay a hit, but more importantly, driving pucks to the net.
Put in front, bouncing puck was still loose. O'Hannison was digging, and the whistle went. It was in front of the goaltender's pad. O'Hannison not thrilled with the early whistle there.
And the best look the Toros had all game. A puck that was trying to get through the 5-hole of Jack Solomon as we take a look at the replay.
O'Hannison trying to pull it back and tuck it around.
O'Hannison didn't have positioning, though. Savatesson had him turned away from the net. It would have been tough to get to the rebound, but still an early whistle.
Sarah Tim aboard. Betsy Patterson in Sacramento, California. Oh, good. Their mascot found a drum. Far side, this is Williams. Williams carries ahead, sauces across to the near side, and Lipset. Lipset tries a shot that goes well wide. Rebound to the far side, Yohala. Yohala looking up ice, finds O'Hannison. O'Hannison to the middle and Batten. Batten drops for O'Hannison. Batten back to the side of the net for a quick cover. And now Xander Lipset. He'd be happy to take O'Hannison off the ice for 4 minutes. Toros need their top scorers to stay out of this stuff. As now the small line comes out.
And particularly, you need that Yohala, O'Hannison, Batten line because that's the only line that's been together all season long. With the Ian Spencer injury, you have Chuck Owens with John Small and Gavin Middendorf still getting settled in this game. Owens leaves Gibbs and Jochum, so now that's a new pairing with Jack Edwards.
Draw controlled by the Bruins. Bynum finds it and hoists it out to neutral. Fleming finds this at the Toro blue line. Backpedals into his own zone. Chipped ahead on the near side, taken away, and cleared back into the Toro zone. Long toss ahead. John Small turning. Small pokes it to himself and then hands off far side for Owens. Owens rolls it into the near side corner. Bynum eludes John Small, then plays it behind where Owens freed it up. Williams jousting with Small. Ty James pinches down, but the puck goes the other way. It's Luke Malkasian. Malkasian, what do we got? Small and Williams behind the play. Continue to joust. Long pass up, missed John Small. They'll say no icing, and now Solomon misplays it behind the net. Small with a good hit on Lund. Mindorf steps into Williams. Puck to the near corner. Luke Malkasian flips it up for Paddington. Paddington escapes the zone, looks across for Lorenza. It's off the mark. Lorenza falls down. Puck jammed in behind the Toro net. Mindorf finds it. Mindorf turns it over. Lorenza, shot save made. Rebound carried ahead by the Toros. Almost disaster for the Toros there. This is Noah Gibbs. Into the zone around Lund. Gibbs throws it in front. Edwards finds it. Edwards looking for a shot. It sails wide, and the rebound hacked out to neutral by Paddington. Jochums gets back on Paddington and frees the puck up. Tui pushes play into the zone. Edwards can't quite get to this. He'll have to fight for it. He's pinned up by Albert. Far side, Noah Gibbs hacks at it, but the puck thrown down to the Toro end. It won't go far enough for icing. So Fleming has to play. Gives to Tui. Up ice, Jockums. Jockums finds Edwards, who touches it deep into the zone. Down low, Albert. Turned over to Owens. Owens met behind the net. Edwards comes out from behind, tries a shot, save made. It comes back to Edwards. His flip is blocked. Edwards on the far side hash marks. Up top for Mindorf. Shot blocked to the corner. Edwards finds it there. Edwards gives back to Mindorf. Mindorf gives to Mahler. Mahler, Fleming, one-timer, shanked into the corner. Thrown back out front, and Lund finds it. He'll look to just skate it out of trouble. Lund on the far side, watched by Mahler, throws one in that's blocked to the side by Swedin. First sustained offensive zone pressure we've really seen from the Toros. This is Mahler cutting through. He's got Mindorf with him. Mahler walks in, wires, save made, rebound. How did the whistle go?
Solomon's helmet came off.
The shot by Mahler broke the strap on Solomon's mask. And the whistle goes as the rebound was loose in front. The Emmons family cheering on the Toros from Detroit. Bob Gillen appreciated my love of percussion instruments and furries. And now the draw is to the left of Solomon.
It's the right whistle, but a bad break for the Toros.
As O'Hannesson tries a shot off the draw that sails wide. It is a bad break for the Toros as that puck was loose. But yeah, the goaltender's mask was coming off. You have to blow it dead. Puck hoisted out to neutral. Bruins working on it. Riley turning. They dig in the corner. Yohala pushes it along the wall, but it finds Haruza at the hash mark. So chip it around to the near side. Bynum. Bynum tries a shot that goes off the outside of the cage. Tui turns away from pressure, gives to O'Hannesson. And it's shoveled deep. This is Gibbs to the near side. Tui finds Yohala. Toss across, finds Batten. Batten into the zone. No, he's met at the blue line by Melgren. And they continue to joust. Meanwhile, up ice, Beckwith. Shot blocker save by Swedin. Bruins on the far side. Long shot blocked out front. Jammed up ice. O'Hannesson hands back to Perreault. Perreault gives to Batten. Batten into the zone. Drops for O'Hannesson. O'Hannesson with a long shot. Save made. Perreault on the rebound. Tried to throw it to the front, but it was blocked. Day on it. To the near corner. Williams. Glass and out. All the way down to the Toro zone, but not far enough for icing. Ty James turning to the far side. James can't fight through traffic, and now it's a 2-on-1. Beckwith is the trigger man. Good job by James to get back. Beckwith drives the net. Shot, save made. Follow-up try off the outside of the net. Davin Nichols throws it to the near side. Gets interfered with pretty clearly right in front of an official. But again, I think they've just decided it's game 5. They're not calling anything. Long shot, that's gobbled up. Well, I guess except for the high stick on Mindorf in the first. 4:09 to play here in period number 2. Evan, you said it early when the Bruins scored their 4th in this period. You had to get the next one. You had to get it before the horn.
And this game feels a little bit similar to game 4. Bruins get 2 on the board in the first, and then shortly into the second period, add on one more. The difference tonight is they got 3 in the first, which creates the urgency for the Toros to cut it to 3. They've shown they can dig out of a 3-goal hole, even though it's definitely less than ideal.
Down low, Owens. Help from Mindorf. Mindorf dumped down. Owens on the far side. Picked up by Lipset along the wall. Lund has Small pinned. The puck squirts free. Small met by a pair of Bruins. Owens there as well, but eventually the Bruins find the puck. Good keep by Adam Mahler, only for a moment. Savatessin stepped into him. Now Lipset ahead. Sprates holds the line as the puck is rolled deep into the Toro zone. Fleming Turns back, finds Mahler. Mahler to the near side, Mindorf. Mindorf, long feet ahead. Small touches for Owens. Owens swats it into the zone. Solomon out of his net to play. He left it. Small finds it, shovels it to the side of the net, where Solomon covers before Owens can find it. 3:16 left to go here in period number 2. Toros need a prayer.
And shots this period actually favor the Toros, albeit just by 1, 12-11. So the second period, it hasn't felt like the Bruins have dominated, but once again, when you give up 3 in the first, you need to do more than stay even with Austin.
O'Hannison on the draw against Hirschfeld. Bouncing puck, cleared to the near side. Up ice, Yohala. Yohala turning on the near side. Taken to the boards by Hirschfeld. Puck squirts free. Day falls down. Puck rolls deep into the Toro zone. Tui throws it to the near side. Bynum keeps it at the point. Shovels it down low. Batten on the far side. Had O'Hannison breaking but couldn't get a pass through. Now it's chopped down to the corner for Day. Day around to the near side. Melgren throws it in front. Shot blocked. And now Batten tries to get out of the zone. He does. 3-on-2 if the Toros hurry. Yohala forced to just put it deep. Melgren after it. Throws it up the wall. Yohala finds it. Gets met there. Dumped it back down. Melgren and O'Hannison come together. Thrown ahead. Good keep by Fleming. Chips it down the wall. Yohala trying to jam it deep. Second try finds O'Hannison. O'Hannison's shot blocked up and out of play. O'Hannison wanted to come across to Billy Batten, but Billy Batten had his back to the play. He was going to the bench for a change. 2:12 left to play here in period number 2. Toros down 4-0.
And maybe that's the result of the Toros bench practically being in the attacking zone. You feel like you can get much quicker changes, which, as we saw with the Bruins, that resulted in a turnover to a goal for them. Right? If Batten's off the ice a little bit quicker, maybe Gibbs is already in that spot.
Palindrome on the clock. 2:12 to play here in period number 2. Toros kick it free. Long shot goes wide. Rebound to the near side. Mahler. Mahler. Backhand try for Noah Gibbs is blocked, and it starts the Bruins the other way. 3-on-2. An offside at the line as Evan Malkasian with the extra stick handle.
And just $1:55 to go in the second period. It really does feel like the Toros are running out of time.
You also start to wonder, the Toros looking a little flat, lacking some energy, if that comeback in game 4 is costing them tonight. Long toss ahead. Mindorf cannot save icing. 103 seconds left to go here in period number 2.
Now's the time, though, where you got to rely on the guys who have postseason experience, and the Toros have that in numbers. Not just the Toros that are returning, as we've talked about all series long, but guys like Gavin Middendorf, who's been with Chippewa for a couple years. Noah Gibbs with Janesville has been to the postseason. Landon Fleming has played with a handful of teams, both in the NAHL and the USHL with the Capitals.
Near side swept ahead. Good touch by John Small. Small. Apparently Owens was in early. Minute 32 left here in the second. Small and Lipset in front of the Toro bench. They'll toss Small from the draw, so Owens steps in. Bruins control the draw. Williams will just dump it into the Toro zone. Puck around to the near side. Lipset lost it. John Small carries ahead. Gets pulled down by Day. Far side, Bruins control. Williams into the zone. Gets stood up, but the rebound loose. And Haruza just missed the net. And then drills Owens in the numbers. Cleanly, it would seem. Final minute of play of period number 2, brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Ty James squeezes through, feeds ahead for Owens. Owens gains the line, is forced out to neutral. This is O'Hannison. Lost it to Paddington. Ty James and Paddington joust on the near side, and Ty James puts the much larger Paddington down. Far side, Yohala. Yohala squeezes through a check, but lost the puck to the second man. And now Hirschfeld carries ahead. Hirschfeld chips it in. Adam Mahler back on it. Mahler hit along the end wall, but the Toros go the other way. 13 seconds. Yohala hit in the face. That will draw a call. 6 seconds left. 2 seconds. And now, with 1.5 seconds left in the period, the whistle goes. And the Toros will be on the First Western Bank and Trust power play.
And Lucas Fedin is going to go to the bench, so
just a second and a half. You figure even if the Bruins win the draw, the puck won't make it all the way down the ice to the empty net, so the Toros want the extra attacker on. Try and create a chaos play to the front of the net.
And you're probably going to have Middendorf lined up in the shooting hole. It's a toss-up between Middendorf and O'Hannison. They've both shown they're more than capable.
Middendorf couldn't get the shot off as Lipset dove out at the puck. Horn sounds to end the period. Toros have a minute 58 and a half of power play time on the other side of the intermission. But first, the Fort Bears Casino Lodge intermission report after these messages here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Evan Epstein back here at Riverside Arena for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. But first, we'll send it on down to Ken Oda, who's with assistant GM Chris Lonke.
Thanks, Evan. I'm here with Toros Assistant General Manager Chris Lonke. Lonks, obviously this game not going the way we want so far. Have you seen anything in that second period that shows the Toros can have a comeback?
Well, I mean, actually at the end here, getting a power play to start the third is the best case scenario. You definitely need to convert on that and get the momentum going in our direction.
Obviously, the second period I didn't think was too bad for the Toros. I thought they controlled play for stretches. The first period was the problem. Was it nerves? Was it fatigue, or what combination?
Yeah, they just came out with a real hard physical game plan. I mean, obviously we just turned over way too many pucks. You gave them too good of opportunities early on. And now the way they play, obviously, they're just going to keep numbers back, and it's going to be very difficult to get opportunities. So you're going to have to bury on them, and especially when you got a numbered advantage in a power play.
No matter how this one turns out, as a guy who has a big role in putting this team together, you look at the individual records some of these guys have set, a second consecutive 80-point season. You know, no matter if the Toros come back in this one, how proud are you of this group?
Well, yeah, it's been a great team effort. There's so many good players on the ice, but really high character kids off the ice, young men, I should say. You know, and if Spence is out there listening, I'm definitely thinking about him, and I'm going to call him on the way home tonight as well.
All right, well, we'll let you go talk with the coaches, get ready for the third, and hopefully the biggest comeback in Toro history.
Absolutely.
All right, back to you, Evan.
Thank you, Ken. Good to hear from Chris Lonke. Toros have a very tall mountain to climb in the third period, trailing by 4, but they do get to start the period on the power play. That's going to help. We'll send you out to a break. When we come back, Ken Oda will be back for the Four Bears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report. Hang around.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I'm the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena. Toros trail 4-0. There is a glimmer of hope. Toros will start the period on the power play. A minute 59 still left on the clock for that, but let's take a look at how the Toros got themselves into this 4-goal hole. In the first period, just 6:23 in. Toros failed to clear, and Luke Malkasian, who's pretty much giving Lucas Swedin a lap dance, able to tap this one in. A long shot that he redirects, and I know there was some frustration. He's clearly in the blue paint, his right leg positioned between the pads of Swedin, but the goal stood. Then, coming back the other way, Toros have possession of the puck in their own zone for a moment, but then it's mishandled there by Yohala, turned over. Luke Malkasian again makes it 2-0 in favor of the Bruins. Coming back before the end of the horn, 13:52 into the period. The Toros were in the offensive zone. Kevin Perreault plays it down the wall. The return feed to him gets by, and then the race is on the other way. And Gavin Haruza, who had the game winner in double overtime of Game 4, makes it 3-0 Bruins after one. Second period, Toros needed to come back, but early, 2:29 in. Bruins dump it into the Toros zone. Adam Mahler's the first to it. Jackson Riley jumps off the bench to take this pass away and then wires one by the blocker side of Lucas Swedin, and that's a tough turnover for Adam Mahler. Not tough in the sense that, I mean, he does want it back, but it wasn't so much a mistake as Jackson Riley did a good job hiding on the bench. The player he changed for had come off a couple of seconds before. Jackson Riley, they play in this barn, they know that the benches are in the offensive zone, kind of waits to jump on the ice until the puck is moving up the near wall. He jumps out, takes it away, walks in and wires. And if you're Adam Mahler, you're probably not used to having to look to see if there's a guy jumping off the bench like that.
It's a high hockey IQ play by Jackson Riley, and, you know, you think about the advantage that home ice has for both sides, and, well, up until today, it seemed like it was home ice disadvantage. The Toros were 5-1. I may have just given away
the McDonald's Toros
trivia, but the Toros were 5-1 at Riverside Arena coming into today's game. The Bruins were 5-1 at the Pepsi Rink after taking games 3 and 4 out in Minot, but that's something where it's unique to each building. They figure it out and they capitalize.
Let's take a look at the updated Robertson Cup playoff bracket. The Toros, not the only Game 5. We've talked about the Bobcats and Wings. That game is tied at 3 now. It was 3-2 Wings when we started the Forebears intermission report, but a late goal by Alexander Kim with just a minute 28 left in the second has tied that game at 3 aside. Meanwhile, they're in overtime in Rochester, 5-5. So the Junior Americans come storming back. They were down 4-1 at one point in that one. Looking at the times of the goals, it then became a 5-2, and then eventually the Rochester Junior Americans came back with 4 in the third. So a 4-goal third period for Rochester pushes that game to overtime. So Toro fans, not yet time for despair. We've seen some crazy hockey in the North American Hockey League tonight. Almost as crazy as the weather outside of this barn, but fortunately it's held up enough. Then we'll recap the other divisions. They already have their finals set. Wisconsin and Anchorage advanced to the second round in the Midwest, a rematch of last year's division final. And then down south, it's Lone Star and Corpus set for a series that, if the Toros can't come back, that's the final I'm watching next weekend.
And hopefully that is not the case.
Hopefully I'll be working. Yeah.
4-goal deficit is going to be a lot to dig out of, but the Toros are 2 for 7 on the power play in Game 4. That's what they need to be drawing upon. Now the question we got to ask, who's going to come over the wall for that first power play unit? You would assume that Gavin Middendorf comes back out, takes the place of Ian Spencer. Middendorf took the place of Billy Batten late in the regular season. All 5 of those guys know how to play well together, and then you can mix and match on the second power play unit from there.
I would imagine it'll be mostly the first power play unit, though. But let's take a look at our Forebears over-unders, as well as perhaps a look at the McDonald's Toros trivia question now that we've given away the answer. Toros third period goals, well, we're hoping for a big over here, the number set at 0.5. The Toros power play opportunities, they've got just 1. Well, if that goes over as well, it bodes well for the Toros. And the final Forebears over-under, at this point, a number we'd like to see at least have a chance to go over. Overtime minutes played, 5.5. Let's take a look at the McDonald's Toros trivia question. Fans, you don't have to get a guess in. You can get the answer in now. A chance to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's. What is the Toros record at the Riverside Arena this season? 5-1, 4-2, 3-3, 2-4. But of course, as Evan mentioned moments ago, and I'm just giving you a hard time, Evan, no big deal. The Toros were 5-1 in this building so far this season. So perhaps a chance to come back. We'll send you out to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the third period, see if the Toros can match Rochester and put up a 4-goal third and force this one to the extra session.
The Forebears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Forebears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Alyssa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
I am Alyssa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire
We had a
Credit
member
Union.
that came into the credit union who doesn't historically come in. She went up to the teller line and said she wanted $25,000 in cash. The teller kind of questioned her about it, and she said, "I'm buying a car," but she was kind of fidgety. And is that when she went to you first?
She had to make a phone call to see who it was payable to, and that was
Which is
red
way
flag.
weird. I mean, that's a huge red flag. And that's kind of when I came up there and I just said, "Are you comfortable coming to my office if we just sit down and talk about this?"
And that's where you took the phone and talked to the person on the other line, right?
Then to hit the button on the phone and disconnect them, for her to say, "Thank you."
I'd rather ask the uncomfortable questions than hear that I just assisted someone losing $25,000.
Perfect. That's when you know you did a good job that day.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
I'm Jacko Hannison. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena here in Austin, Minnesota. The river is a bit deeper than it was before the game started, but for the most part, the severe weather stayed away. As the clock hits 9 o'clock, we get ready to start period number 3, the Toros, hoping it's not midnight. Minute 59 on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. It is Bynum in the box for a cross check. Toros control the draw. Into the zone comes Mindorf. It's poked away from him. Mahler takes over in neutral. Ohannesson forced back, banks to the near side. Batten speeds ahead, drops for Yohala. Yohala tries to return it to Batten, and he falls down. And the puck is cleared all the way down.
Toros had set up a pretty interesting play off the faceoff. Middendorf was well back into the Toro zone, took a running start.
Good play by Mindorf. Walks in, and he tried to feather it across the far post. And it just missed wide. Not sure if that was a shot attempt or a pass attempt. Either way, Toros have to chase the puck down. Minute 10 left on the First Western Bank and Trust power play. Ohannesson drops for Mindorf. Mindorf with speed. Gives to Ohannesson on the near side. Puck rolls deep. Mindorf sweeps it to the far side. Yohala touches for Batten. Batten finds space. Hands off to Yohala. Yohala banks it back to the point, and Mahler. They try to the middle for Ohannesson. It's taken away and cleared. 42 seconds left on the power play, and the Toros look absolutely exhausted as they come back to the bench for the change. 7 seconds to complete that line change. This is Jordan Gibbs ahead to Owens. Owens flips it deep into the zone. Solomon out of his net. Will play to the far side. Jordan Gibbs keeps it down the wall only for a moment, and it's punched out to neutral. Short-handed rush. This is Lipset working on Tui. Lipset forced into the corner. Taken away, but just 8 seconds on the power play as Fleming starts the Toros up. Leaves for Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs hits the red line and rolls it deep. John Small has it taken away on the wall, and now turning with it is Haruza. Near side, it is Ramirez. Couldn't keep it away from the Bruins, and they'll just play it out to neutral again. The clock is their friend at this point. 17:37 as it's chipped ahead. Ramirez turns it up ice, bouncing puck. Hirschfeld walks in, wires, save made, rebound, punched to the wall by Jordan Gibbs, but pinching the way and keeps it alive. Tui from between the circles in his own zone starts up to the near side. Tui stick handles and then dumps it deep into the zone. Newman up on the pressure. Newman pins a man. Ramirez there as well. Newman pokes at it. Day lost it to Nichols, but it took Ty James out to neutral. Dumped back in by Clark. Bynum moves it to the near side. This is Beckwith playing out to neutral. Ty James gives to Clark. Clark sends it to the blue line where Luang fires it back up to the Toro end. This is Hubert Clark behind the net. He gets tied up. The Toros clean it up though. This is Ohannesson. His pass hits a skate. And a big hit by Ty James. Sends Beckwith to the ice. Meanwhile, it's flipped in and held by Solomon.
You said it as that first power play unit was coming off the ice. The Toros are gassed right now. One thing at Riverside Arena that's a little bit unique is that the benches are on the same side of the press box. So we have a pretty good look at the players as they're coming off the ice. And despite the fact that this is coming out of an intermission and maybe this is when you'd see the most energy out on the ice, I don't think we saw it from that power play.
Toros still trail 4-0, 16:24 to go. Fleming looking for a lane. He doesn't have one, so he'll dump it down into the corner. He wanted Yohala. Yohala out from behind. Couldn't get free to get a shot off, and now the Bruins go the other way. Good takeaway by Mahler. Starts Batten up. He's got Ohannesson with him. Batten cuts to the middle, drops for Mahler. Mahler caught from behind by a Bruin. It was Sprates. Down low, Mahler puts a Bruin down, thrown in front and missed Batten. Fleming finds it. His shot hits a leg. Yohala with a shot. That's blocked as well. Fleming keeps it down the wall for Mahler. Mahler throws it across to the far side. Yohala able to find it. Yohala, shot save made. Rebound loose in front and then flipped the distance by the Bruins, and Tui will win the race easily for icing. Savitescu blocked the shot. Is going to get a change as he limps to the bench.
We will likely see him back out on the ice in 2 minutes.
Timeout taken by the Bruins, so that'll allow them to change everyone anyway. 935 seconds left to go.
We also saw a 2-on-1 that it looked like was emerging for Billy Batten and the Toros, but it was another situation where the Bruins bench is now in their defensive zone as we switch sides going to the third period. Pops back defensively. Toros don't have an advantage anymore.
This is the fourth Game 5 in Toro history. Toros are 1-2 all time in the series deciding Game 5. 4-3 overtime loss to Aberdeen in 2019. 2018, a 3-0 win over Aberdeen in the first round. And 2015 here in this building, the Toros lost 4-3 to Austin in the Central Cup Finals. It was the Toros' first ever trip to the Central Cup Finals. Draw will be to the right of Solomon. One back by the Toros. Jordan Gibbs looks across for Tui. Tui dumps it down low. He wanted Owens. Owens failed to stop it, and now Jackson Riley gets the Bruins out of the zone. Fed in for Hirschfeld. Hirschfeld pokes it along the wall. Jam play, and now they dump the net on top of Lucas Swedin. Small and Haruza were battling. They fell on the net, and the net came over the top of Lucas. Lucas was quickly out from under it, though. That is a situation where he probably benefits from being a little bit smaller. As we get another look.
Yeah, that net goes right over him. He doesn't get hit by the crossbar because he's a little bit undersized.
And he was already down with that puck behind the net, so it just kind of came over the top, and he was able to squeak out the backside of the net.
Toros got 2 shots so far this period down at the other ends, but trailing by 4, 2 shots in 5 minutes is not going to do it.
No, when the Toros came back in Game 4 down 3, they had 17 shots on goal in the third period. This one dumped in. Tui back on it. Tui hit hard on the near side. Puck turned over out front. Lorenzo with a shot that's blocked. Glove down by Middendorf. He gets cross-checked by Lorenzo. Owens chips it in. Toros chase after it, but the Bruins get there first. Near side, Luke Malkasian hands off. Gets it back. Luke Malkasian, shot, save made. Rebound, touched ahead on the near side. Batten gives to Adam Mahler. Ohannesson finds the puck and flips it deep into the zone. Bynum after it. Far side, bouncing puck. Toros Ohannesson has it poked away from him. And the Bruins find it on the far side. Lorenzo will chip it deep. This is Mahler to the near side. Batten turned over to Day. Day hands for Evan Malkasian, who mishandles the puck into the corner. Day on the far side. Met by Ohannesson. Puck freed up but kept in the zone. A shot blocked. But Karam's down low for Paddington. Paddington lost it. Swung down to the corner. Day looking up top. Melgren tries the far side. Bynum. A long shot. Save made. Rebound loose in front of Swedin. Melgren mishandles, and now Batten looks to go the other way. Billy Batten turning. Leaves it back, and now Jochums has to dump it in and ends up in the Bruin bench. I was joking about Weston Knox. Of course, Toro fans know who Weston Knox is. He, off the chat, texts me about the lack of calls and how frustrating it is for him as a former Toro to see what he's calling basically football on ice, and I agree. Far side, bouncing puck. Kept at the point, long shot, gloved and held by Solomon, and that's what the Toros need to do at this point. Everything towards the net. They need 4 in the next 13-20.
Without a doubt, and you got to think to get 4, you got to put at least 10 pucks on net, which is not a guarantee. In the third period, Toros are getting outshot 30-26, but this is an Austin Bruins team that held opponents to just over 27 shots a game during the regular season. Limiting shots is their specialty, and up 4-0, they can play defensive hockey.
Players tied up, Lund and Jockums. Meanwhile, play goes up ice. Jordan Gibbs takes it away. Noah Gibbs carries up ice. Noah Gibbs squeezes through a check. Beckwith takes a run at Jockums and hits him up high. And now the whistle finally goes as Jockums is down in front of the Bruins bench. And Jackson Riley, who's never been brave enough to take off his bubble, is over the bench yelling at Jockums while he lays on the ice.
And Jockums got beat up on that shift. He was put down in a headlock on the ice just moments before. Officials did nothing about it, no whistle blown, and now he takes a hit up high.
Just a gutless move by Jackson Riley to lean over the bench and yell at Jockums while he's down on the ice. Makes you wonder why he gets to wear the C on his jersey. 12:46 left to go in the third. Toros down 4. Braden Jockums down on the ice. We will send it out to break. Come back in just a moment, we hope.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can. Braden Jockums went back to the locker room with Toro's athletic trainer, Megumi Furuta, and hard to tell what exactly the injury was. Don't want to speculate, but now the Toros down yet another forward thanks to the Bruins.
Davin Nichols line out on the ice, and you wonder if they're out there maybe for a little bit of revenge.
Jackson Riley behind the net, and Nichols levels Mahler instead. And that's just about how the night's gone for the Toros. Lipset lost it to Nichols. Nichols trying to get out to neutral. Riley gets met by Davin Nichols. Meanwhile, shot save made and the rebound covered by Swedin.
Davin Nichols was looking for a body from whistle to whistle there, looking for a partner. I think Steve Howard has probably told the Bruins don't engage up 4 with under 13 minutes to go. I don't know if the Bruins are actually going to listen to that message.
That, of course, also the least of our concerns right now. Toros need to find 4 goals in the next 12-11 if they want to extend their season. The hollow line out again. Bruins find it. Played back to the point. Far side. Jordan Gibbs trying to jam it up the wall. It gets to the Bruin blue line before getting thrown back. Yohala sends it across to Batten. Batten drops it back, Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs gains the red line and shovels it into the offensive zone. Solomon out of his net will stop this. Puck thrown to the far side. Awkward Karam in front. Billy Batten trying to settle it down. Plays to the far side, Yohala. Yohala taken into the boards. Williams rings it to the near side. Dumped back in by Haruza into the Toro end, and Gibbs is back on it for the Toros. Jordan Gibbs drops it behind the net for Tui. Tui flushed out by Evan Malkasian. Comes to the near side, Batten. Toss across, finds Mindorf. Mindorf into the zone around Bynum. Dumps it down low. Melgren after it. Melgren leaves it behind. Melgren just not even letting Owens get anywhere near the play. Meanwhile, it's dumped in over Swedin's net. Loose puck in the slot. Sprates drops it back. Bynum. Shot blocked. Touched by Adam Mahler. Owens returns it to Mahler. Mahler spins as he gathers. Looks across. Finds Middendorf. Mahler chops it in behind the net. And the puck squirts to the front for a cover by Solomon. 635 seconds left to go in the Toros season unless they can find 4 goals.
And the Toros have not been able to control play in the third period. Shots 4-4. That's what the Austin Bruins want. Limit the Toros to 4 shots over the first 9:25. Get 4 of their own.
The draw will be to the left of Solomon. Braden Tews tuned in, hoping to see a Toro comeback. Edwards with Newman and Noah Gibbs. Far side, Bruins control, thrown ahead, Tui. Tried to keep it in the zone, but it's taken away, and now Hirschfeld looks to go the other way. Hirschfeld into the zone, tries a shot, it's blocked by Jordan Gibbs. Then Jordan Gibbs pins Hirschfeld. Puck freed up, Tui has it poked off his stick. Hirschfeld finds it, guides it back to the point, Lund. Lund with a long shot. Noah Gibbs finds it and hoists one out to neutral. Lund back on it. Lund, pressured by Newman, throws it around to the near side. Noah Gibbs wins the race to it, but gets taken off the puck. Puck out to neutral. Fleming across for Mahler. Mahler tries a shot blocker save, and it's covered Hungry Hippo style by Solomon, who's made every stop required of him, and then a late run by Lund at Mahler.
And then he stood over him after the hit.
That was after the, not just after the shot, but it was after the whistle. And there will be no penalty, because why not? Why would there be? Palindrome on the clock, 9:49 to play in Game 5.
Well, Weston Knox said it to you, right? It's football out on the ice. Even in football, if you're hit after the whistle, they might give you a 15-yard penalty.
Draw will be to the left of Solomon. Yohala tossed, so Batten steps in. Toros control the draw. Yohala couldn't get anything on the shot as he was getting hooked by Evan Malkasian. Ahead, Fleming makes the takeaway, but Riley pokes it free. Adam Mahler wins the battle, then plays up the far wall. It doesn't get through to Johannesson, however, and the Toros are going to have to fight for it again. Mahler steps into Riley. Jackson Riley with a shot that's stopped by Swedin. No rebound given. Media timeout, so we'll take 1-2. We'll head out for a quick commercial break. When we come back, the rest of period number 3, Toros trail the Bruins 4-0.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer, Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minotauros.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena, where the Toros trail the Bruins by a score of 4-0. Still 3-3 in Bismarck, middle of the third period. Rochester completes the comeback, a 6-5 win, just 4 minutes and 12 seconds into overtime. Rochester, who needed 4 goals in the third to force that extra session, gets the OT win. Toros trying to do the same. This is Billy Batten on the near side. Chips it deep into the offensive zone. Jesse Yohala after it. Yohala plays it down low. Gets help from Batten. Batten trying to get the puck to the front. Plays it back to the point. Long shot. Tip out front by Johannesson. Goes wide. Yohala finds it on his backhand. His shot blocked to the corner. Yohala battles with Long. Meanwhile, shot goes wide. Jordan Gibbs finds it, and now the whistle goes. They're going to call Yohala. Because of course they are.
This is comical.
So the Toros to the Papa John's PK. High stick on Jesse Yohala. Batten, Small, Fleming, and Mahler, the quartet. We will try to make some shorthanded music here as with 8:48, a palindrome on the clock. The Toros need a goal basically every 2 minutes. Can't go 2 minutes without attacking, even though Yohala's in the box.
And your shorthanded goal scorer, Ian Spencer, was injured in Game 4, not out on the ice, makes it just a little more difficult.
Not just your shorthanded goal leader, but Ian Spencer is the emotional leader of this club.
Right.
And I think his presence has been pretty, or lack thereof, has been pretty obvious. Down low for Batten. Batten puts it in front. John Small can't pull the trigger on his shot. Hirschfeld has it. Hirschfeld carries ahead. Drops it back for Lund. Lund will dump it into the Toro. Nope, he'll dump it into the crowd. And the whistle goes. 8:07 left to go here in period number 3. 1:19 on the Papa John's PK.
And the pair of Middendorf and Johannesson come out with Ty James and Jordan Gibbs. And how do you create a shorthanded goal when you're playing against a team that's on the power play, and yet this power play could perhaps be sitting back?
Draw at center, controlled by Austin. Bruins backpedal again. Just as much as concerned with playing keep away as they are with actually attacking up 4. Mindorf and Johannesson out on the kill. That should tell you the Toros' mentality here. Mindorf sends it all the way down. Carried ahead by Savatesson. Hands off to the far side. Elbert into the zone. Back to the point it goes. Bynum looks across. Elbert shot. Save made. Rebound kicked free. Johannesson turned it over. Bynum gives it to Mindorf, but that group has been out there for a long time. Mindorf just throws at the distance. Long pass up, Day. Long pass from Mahler goes the distance. Solomon out of his net. Touches ahead. Hirschfeld drops for Evan Malkasian. It comes back to Hirschfeld. Toros come full strength. It's handed off to Billy Batten at the blue line. Batten looking to cut to the middle. Gets bumped down by Williams. Far side, that eluded Hirschfeld. It will go for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Offensive zone draw. Yohala, Middendorf, Batten, Ohannesson, Small. Toros going 4 forwards. Empty net. So 4 forwards and 5 forwards and Adam Mahler. Toros down 4. They're going to pull Swedin early and try and fight back in this one. Draw lays underneath. Hirschfeld for the empty net, and it's going to have the right spin. 5-0.
That's how the night's gone for the Toros. A rolling puck on its side. Could turn in any direction, and it turns right down the middle.
That's just probably a summation of a lot of this series. You think back to even game 1, a game the Toros won. A weird bounce off the end wall, and Xander Lipset scores one of the best goals you'll ever see.
And even though the Toros win that game, as you're saying, it's the Bruins that got the hop.
Far side, Ohannesson trying to free it up. Dumped back into the Toros zone. Tui back on it. Gets taken off. Batten plays to the far side. Yohala jams it ahead. Puck flipped back into the Toros zone. Tui turns away from Day. Batten chops across. He has Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs rolls it into the zone, but gets taken off the puck. Noah Gibbs up on the pressure. Glass and down the ice it goes. They'll wave off icing for some reason. So Tui will play. Adam Mahler looking up ice. Touched out of play by Parker Newman, and the whistle goes. 5:32 left to go here in the third.
And you talked about this with Chris Lonke during the intermission interview. It looks like the season is pretty clearly going to come to an end, but look at what this team's accomplished. The longest winning streak in Toros history, 13 straight wins. You got Ian Spencer tying Hunter Longe's point record. Adam Mahler setting defensive point records of his own. Jack Ohannesson becomes the all-time point leaders. This is a team that accomplished a lot, but unfortunately the season's going to end about 3 weeks earlier than the Toros would have hoped.
They'll call that icing on the Toros, so the draw will come back down to our right. But yeah, Evan, overall, a spectacular season for the Toros. You hate to see it end in the first round, but this game being played in this building, Toros controlled their own destiny with 2 weeks in the season. They went on a 4-game losing streak. Toros took a 2-0 lead in this series. Just needed to win 1 and failed to do that.
And I look back to game 3 when the Toros were up 1-0. They had 1 minute and 41 seconds of a 5-on-3 in the first. The Bruins came out at the Pepsi rink slow. They looked defeated. They were down 2-0 in the series. Toros had a chance to take a 2-goal lead in the first, and they didn't. Went to the second period where the Bruins took over the game from there. If the Toros score once again, make it 2-0, maybe they pick up a weekend sweep, but ever since the Austin Bruins flipped a switch, they've controlled the past 4 days and 3 games.
They'll toss Owens from the draw with 4:53 to play. You talk about the individual success. Jack O'Hannison, the Toros' all-time point leader, he finishes 93rd all-time in the North American League history. This is season number 50. To put that in perspective, 11,990 players have played a regular season game in the North American Hockey League. Only 92 of them have more points than Jack O'Hannison did in a Toro sweater. Adam Mahler, a 3-year guy. Most goals by a defenseman in a season, most points by a defenseman in their career. Leaves here as the all-time plus-minus leader in franchise history. And despite what is looking more and more likely to be a loss tonight, Adam Mahler plus 83 in his Toro career. But despite what's going to be a loss tonight, you look at what the Toros have done as a team, especially this group of age-out players. Adam Mahler, Ian Spencer, Jordan Gibbs, Jack O'Hannison, guys who have been here for a couple of seasons. John Small, who will finish their Toro careers having overseen what is, without a doubt, the most successful run by any group of Toros players. Batten carries in, looks backside. It doesn't connect with O'Hannison.
You said earlier.
The Toros over this run, 81 points this year, 90 points last year. For those 3-year guys, 64 points the year before that. Unprecedented winning for this group. Unfortunately, it'll just come to an end from our perspective a little early.
And unfortunately, it seems like the eulogy has started here at Riverside Arena with 3:30 to go. The one player that we can't forget to mention when we talk about records is Lucas Svedin.
Yes.
Svedin, the all-time leader in shutouts as a Toro with 8 shutouts in a single season. He had 6 this year. There were stretches where Lucas Svedin would stand on his head. He would put highlight tapes together in the span of one night, where it might take another goalie about a month to put together the same reel. He has single-handedly won games for this team. It has been fun to watch Lucas Svedin between the pipes this season. And we'll see where he goes after this, but
he has, as you mentioned, rewritten the Toros record book. 937 save percentage is the most by any Toro goalie that played at least 20 games. 39 wins, the most by any Toro goalie. 9 shutouts, the most by any Toro goalie. His goals against average of 1.84 is the most of any Toro goalie that played at least 15 games in a Toro jersey. A program that has a storied history of goaltending. Lucas Svedin came in and rewrote the Toro record books, and that's the legacy he will leave. And you feel bad for him in this one, going out in what we'll look at on the scoreboard like not necessarily his best game. 29 of 33 he stopped. He allows 4. But he didn't get a lot of help in the first period.
No, he did not, and we talked about that first one probably could have been goaltender interference. Toros continued to turn the puck over in their defensive zone. That led to Luke Mulcahy point blank in the slot. You can't pin this one on Lucas Svedin. You look back, and it's the first period, and a little bit of sloppy play to start this game.
And you look at not just the turnover, but the turnover went to Luke Mulcahy, a player who had 27 goals in the regular season. You can't leave a guy like that just alone in front of your goaltender.
And it's a player that the Toros had kept quiet up until Game 5. Just 1 assist, 79 points, second in the NAHL to his line mate Alex Lorenza. As really over the first 2 games the Toros won, they kept that entire first line off the board, kept those players quiet, and the Austin Bruins are not a very deep team. That's what the Toros had to do. However, tonight, he's had success.
Toros still looking to attack, but just under 2 minutes to play. You look at, we talked about Jack O'Hannesson, 58 goals, 78 assists. That will finish first all-time in goals, second all-time in assists, first in points with 136. Ian Spencer, a 71-point season, but for his career, 91 points. That's 5th all-time among Toros. Adam Mahler, 28 goals, 57 assists, 85 points. Those are all franchise best for defensemen. He's 7th all-time in points as he hacks home a rebound to end the shutout attempt. But no celebration from Adam Mahler.
And Mahler will add 1 more point on in the Cream and Cardinal. And frustratingly heads to the bench.
Franchise leader all time, plus 83. How about John Small?
Plus 39 this year was John Small.
John Small, plus 39 this year. That, I believe, a franchise record. This is Mindorf with a shot. Save made, rebound behind the net. Toros dump it in. John Small, 22 goals, 30 assists this season, 52 points. Often overlooked, he was Ian Spencer's running mate for 2 seasons, but 84 career points for John Small. He finishes 8th all-time in franchise history.
5 players with 50 or more points for the Toros, 6 if you count Gavin Middendorf, whose first half of the season came with the Chippewa Steel. So we talked about those top 2 units being perhaps 2 of the best in the Central Division.
Far side, puck dumped into the corner. Albert back on it. Dump down to the Toro end. Ty James will wind it up one more time. Bruins fans making noise as this one dumped in. Goes wide of Solomon. He'll just throw it to the wall. Tui fires one towards the net. It's blocked to the near corner. Final 15 seconds. And as much as we can't stand these guys on the ice, I do want to say congratulations to their organization. A lot of good guys in their front office, including our former friend Peter Theodos. The curse of Peter Theodos is broken. For the first time, Peter advances to the second round. We'll tip our hat. We'll keep it in for the handshake line and the postgame. Adam Mahler, absolutely dejected, just leaning on the net. As this will bring an end to his and all the 20-year-olds' Toros careers. For the second time in franchise history, the Toros are forced to play Game 5 in the Spam Can. And the Toros fall tonight, 5-1. Cody Campbell over to Adam Mahler. Tyler Ebner as well, consoling the 20-year-olds whose careers are over.
And these are the moments that They're going to happen at some point. And, of course, you wish as a Toros fan that their last moment came lifting the Robertson Cup. But it was a special group that did special things, and it comes to an end here.
We recapped a lot of it during the last 5 minutes of this game after the empty netter, but this group of Toros set a new standard for what it means to wear the cream and cardinal. They rewrote all the records, and they have nothing to hold their heads down about. It'll hurt for a little bit, but these guys will move on to the next level of hockey. They'll continue their careers, and a good number of these guys will be back in, well, a couple of months. Main camp in June for the returning players. Guys like Ty James, Charlie Owens, a couple years already under their belt, will be coming back for their final season as Toros next year. Adam Mahler just refusing to leave the ice.
And Adam Mahler is a guy that gave it everything he had all season long. Optional skates sometimes on Tuesdays. That's the one guy you count on each and every week to be at the rink. The work that he's put in, and I think the emotion he has for this team, which he's showing out on the ice right now. He's a special player.
And I don't know that a lot of guys loved being a Toro more than him. You think of that pair the last 2 seasons with him and Weston Knox. Without a doubt, the best defensive pair I've ever seen in this league at all. Mahler lost his running mate this year, but stepped up and rewrote the record book. But we're going to send you out for a quick break. We'll come back with a short post-game show after these messages here on the Minotauros Network.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
I'll just do a quick.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
We're going to keep it short here on the Farmers Union postgame show, but Toros fall 5-1. No need to recap all of it. We'll say congrats. Adam Mahler does pick up one more playoff goal, and it seems fitting that he is the player to close out the scoring for the Toros season. Evan, final thoughts on, you were only here for the second half, but what has been a great season. You got to see, as you mentioned earlier, the 13-game win streak to pretty much start your career here in Minot, and now playoff run that falls, unfortunately, short.
Like you said, after a loss to the North Iowa Bulls on January 3rd, that was the first game I was out in Minot, became pretty clear that this team was something special. Continue to string together wins, some of them via comeback fashion, and it just seemed like this team couldn't lose. You saw the talent and the depth in the top two lines, and it was special to watch, and it was fun to watch. And having not experienced junior hockey in this way, the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena was a fantastic place to call a hockey game. I had an absolute blast in the broadcast booth, and I hope that you guys watching at home enjoyed me on the call. You know, so I hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast, but I don't want to make this about myself. It's just a shame that this season comes to an end in the first round out in Austin.
Yeah, Toros fall in Game 5 after taking a 2-0 series lead. Evan, I'm going to turn you off, no offense, but I'm going to close out the season here and get us on the road. Toros fall, it's an unfortunate one, but it also closes the book on an era of Toro hockey. The Ian Spencer, Adam Mahler, Jack O'Hannison, John Small group that's been so successful, and Lucas Swedin for a year and a half, and all those 20-year-olds. Jordan Gibbs, it closes the book on all of those guys, and like I said, the most successful run in Toros history the last 2 years. 90 points last year, 81 points this year. A run to the semifinal in the league last year. This group, unprecedented success as a group, unprecedented success as individuals, rewriting the record book. To the Toro families, thank you for lending us your sons for whether it's been 6 months or 3 seasons. We thank you all for lending us your sons and having them be a part of this group. To Toro fans, we'll be back sooner than you think. Main camp in early July and training camp in August. The season will start again in September. Can't thank you enough. Another attendance record season. More sellouts than we've ever had before. I believe the final number ended up being 26 of the 28 home games sold out. You guys showed up every night. You're a big part of this team's success. To our partners, thank you for supporting everything we do, supporting these guys as they pursue college hockey opportunities. And to you all at home watching, thank you for tuning in every Friday and Saturday night. It's been a pleasure, as always, to bring you Toro hockey. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. To the Toros staff who helped bring you this, thank you all for helping me sound halfway decent. And, well, I don't look at it very good, but thank you for making us look good. Grace Sandy, Edward Neiman, Evan, Lauren Hill, of course, Sebastian Machado, and Kobe Brault. Again, thank you for making it look as good as it does on the broadcast, all of you, and really just making it fun to come to the office every day. So that'll do it for the 24-25 season of Toros hockey. We hope you all enjoyed it. We'll talk to you very soon here on the Minotauros Network.